Since I'm going to go to the car wash, I went ahead and I bolted the exhaust pipe back up just to keep water out of the exhaust. And I don't feel like putting the air cleaner and all that stuff back together just to keep the water out. I would like to maybe be able to pressure wash a little bit closer and around the carburetor without that in the way. So this is what I would put back on there if I was going to do that. But I have this piece of plastic, whatever it is, plexiglass something. So I'm just going to, I just held it down there, drew around it, marked where the holes are going to be so I can put my bolts back in. So I think I'll drill some holes, kind of cut that down a little bit so it's pretty much, at least smaller than this. I don't want to make it too small. Break it. I don't know how easy this is to cut. I think it's kind of a pain, but I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'm drilling these holes. I drilled 2 already. I'm going to drill them a little bit bigger than what is needed. That way there's some wiggle room to get the bolt holes lined up. There. Something to keep in mind if you're using a drill press, and I'm sure you all know this by now, and I learned it the hard way, but if you're drilling something it's like this, you need to hold on to it pretty good, because if you catch, if this is, especially if it's steel or tin, thin stuff like tin, sheet metal, is really bad, and it will bind up and catch, and then it spins at however fast your drill's going. And then it's a blade, and then it spins in your hands and cuts your fingers and your hands. You can really, really hurt yourself bad. So it's probably a good idea. I probably should have, even on this plastic, just held on to it with a pair of pliers, but I didn't. But that is something that you, with tin, sheet metal, always do that. If you don't, you do it one time with sheet metal, and you will slice yourself pretty good. So I'm trying to stay a little outside of my lines so I have extra strength so I don't wind up like I did there. So I gotta be careful. Gots to be careful. If you're cutting something thin like this, notice, and I probably had my hand in the way the whole time, but if you cut it at an angle instead of straight, that gives you more distance for your more teeth on your blade or cutting at a time. If it's real thin and you're going like this, steel, not plastic, but steel, it will rip the teeth off of your blade. So go at an angle like so. Or as much of an angle as you can get away with. You know, like that, cuts faster. Okay, hang on to these tight. You don't want to drop it. I'm going to try to keep the vibration down. I don't want to get any cracks because we already got some. So I don't want to get into here and make a mess. So I'm probably just going to kind of round these corners off just so they are, I don't know, don't even need to, but I'm doing it. All right, good enough. Meanwhile, I was thinking about this. I could have bolted the little backing plate up there, put the air cleaner on all by now, by the time it's taken to do this. But anyway, this will at least keep a lot of the water out and let me get it a little closer in there. And I'll throw it. Okay, this could be one of those hold my beer moments. I know without a running start, I can't get this pushed up on that ramp myself. And it's just me here. I could wait until I could get someone to help, but I don't usually do that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is get kind of a little bit of a run down this little bit of a slope. Hopefully push it up there. As you can see on the, maybe you can, I have put a couple of blocks and I need to probably go out there and move them a little closer. So anyway, I'm hoping to catch front wheel. If I do get some momentum going, I don't want to bang it into the back of my, or the front of my trailer. Also, nobody got hurt. Okay, well, there we have it. We are gonna go to the car wash. Tire down, see what happens. We can get it cleaned up, get it on the pickup. All right, here's another hold my beer moment. Roll her off there without hurting anybody. Stay tuned. Well, that wasn't too bad. Well, we've got everything pressure washed off. Now it's going to be time to pull that engine out and see what maybe we can do to get the pan off of it and look and see how bad the damage is. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll just be a rod that's broken, and we can get a piston and hone it and hone the cylinder, put a new piston in there, maybe polish the crank up, clean it up a little bit, and we'll have a running engine. So that's what the next video is going to be. So bear with me. We'll get there sooner or later. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you taking the time to watch my attempts at getting myself a decent garden tractor.